October 23rd, 2023. I'm in DC for opening day of the trial. Ryan Samsell, James Grant, and three other gentlemen who were all part of the initial bike rack breach that occurred somewhere down near the Freedom Monument, which I just passed by. And these are the Capitol Police bike racks. That was this level of security on January 6th, knowing that there were going to be thousands and thousands and thousands of people. There were hundreds of thousands of people that came here. And that's what they had. They had signs on them saying restricted area. Allegedly, many of those signs were taken down. So most people who had never been to the Capitol before never knew what they were looking at and would have thought they were just literally bike racks, you know, cordoning off areas for people to control crowds, but not necessarily to know that they were trespassing. And that's what many of these guys are charged with, is trespassing. Remaining in the Capitol grounds, parading in the Capitol grounds. Those are the three most common charges. If you went in the building, you're kind of screwed. If you didn't go in the building, depends what you did. Outside, if you had a push and shoving contest with an officer, you're screwed. Police line, do not cross. Look at that zip tie. Pretty simple to rip that right off. And this is roughly the area that Ryan Samsell, James Grant, and a few others, right around 11:48 a.m. on January 6th, made their way over early from the Trump rally at the White House, down the National Mall, and it was a sea of hundreds of thousands of people. Hundreds of thousands. And these guys were the first ones here, and the police were standing on one side of these barricades that are hooked together with a simple little hooking mechanism and a little nut and bolt there. This one could come right apart. Nut and bolt's gone. Nut and bolt. No nut and bolt. And so they were the first ones here and immediately started yelling and pushing. A sea of people, hundreds of people on one section of this fencing. And it's right during this time that we see this mysterious creature called Ray Epps turn to Ryan Samsell, whisper in his ear. Right about the same time, a lot of people started pushing. And they pushed on the fence, and a Capitol Police officer, CE, Charlene Edwards, I think, was pushed over backwards, fell and hit her head on a railing, and allegedly was unconscious. In the government's own video, you see Ryan Samsell come around the corner of the fence and help her to her feet. doesn't really matter because they're charging him and everybody else that pushed on the fence with assault with a deadly weapon. James Grant pled guilty today to the two simplest charges of entering and remaining and parading. I guess he felt that he's going to be found guilty of them anyway, as everybody else has been who went inside, and so therefore get it out of the way right up front. I don't know if that's going to help him or not. I believe they're going to try to hit these guys pretty hard. So anyway, that's a long enough video, but closing out Washington, D.C., October 23rd, 2023.